Welcome to Will It Work? I'm Kevin. Today we're going to look at the Playdia from Bandai. I was kind of on the fence about this system. It totally does look like a video game system. Got your controller, runs on CD, and Bandai is known to make some games and some game systems. Problem with this particular system is it was released by Bandai in a kind of weird way. It was at the time when those set-top boxes that we've looked at in the past, like the VIS, the CD-TV, I can't remember the other ones right now, CDI, etc., where everybody thought the future is information, and the information is going to be on disk, and you're going to want one of these systems by your TV to use it. So this was originally called, down here, the QIS, and that was the Quick Interactive System, right? And then they kind of said, well, we're going to go ahead and call it Playdia, and it'll be known as the Playdia, probably because of PlayStation. They wanted to get some kind of buzz off of that, and QIS didn't sound as cool. The problem was this came out about a year before the Bandai Pippen, right, that they worked with Apple on, which was also another one of these set-top boxes. Yeah, and so they kind of, this thing was being targeted at really young girls, and their commercials were really kind of cued in on that, which there really wasn't a market for young girls for this thing, but they were trying to get something. It didn't work out, and it didn't last very long. There's about 30 titles for this, and the reason I was on the fence about even including this in my collection is because out of those 30 titles, I'm honestly not sure any of them are actually games, but there are some adventure titles, which I guess are kind of games. So I said, all right, I mean, I'm going to include it, but it's a fine line, because for me, I don't collect educational systems. I mean, if it's got some sort of game element to it, maybe, but, you know, all of the educational game systems have some sort of game element to it. They're trying to make education fun. I don't think they do a great job at it, you know, but some companies have a number of systems that they released. I mean, Sega has Pico, VTech has a whole ton of them. There's all kinds of these things, and I don't find any interest in them. I don't think anybody really wants to play them. Some people collect them because they're like, look, Sega had another system, it was called the Pico, and they get it, but it blows. Like, it's not it's not playing anything cool. It's not got some great game of Sonic on it or anything. It's just an educational system or an art package or whatever. So, you know, for me, I just don't think those things are video game systems. That's what I collect, video game systems. It makes graphics, takes ROMs or has built-in games, and it's designed, you know, to play video games, great. If it's designed to educate my children, that's something else. It's not a video game system. Nobody in their right mind would call a VTech thing, oh, that's a video game system. I mean, somebody would, but I'm saying like the general public would be like, yeah, it's an educational system, right? Same with like LCD games. You wouldn't call an LCD game a video game. It's an LCD game. It's an electronic game, etc. So all collectors, we do different things. But Playdia, now this isn't the only thing. There's another system out there too that I'm on the fence about, but I'm probably going to pick up at some point. We'll talk about that in the future. I think it also has like some game elements, but it's, I don't know, it's pretty limited. Anyway, this one's in the box, and it's in fairly good condition. So that was also a good reason to pick it up. It wasn't that expensive or anything. You know, at the end of the day, it kind of, like if you had one of these back at that time, and you didn't have like a PlayStation or a Sega Saturn or something, and this is what you had, or, you know, you were a girl, your brother's always on the Sega Saturn and stuff, at the very least, you know, you could probably drive this out and be like your CD player at home, you know, listen to some music. Like if you didn't want to play any of the interactive stuff, you could do some music. But yeah, the controller detaches, and it's infrared, so you got to keep it aimed at the unit, which we all know is terrible. It's only one player. They never even designed it to be two-player, and you know, away we go. So I'll take this out, but the games I have for it are all, you know, copies off of the internets, and hopefully there's no copy protection with this thing. I kind of doubt it. And they'll just work. Of course, you know, some of these systems, being as old as they are, you never know if the screen and everything is going to, or the CD drive is going to play nice. So we got this little manual here. Yeah, and it was only released in Japan, if that's not obvious. And we have the main unit, right? And power adapter and some cords. But one thing about like old CD drives, like if you go way back, like CDRs didn't always work with every. They were better than DVDs. Like for some reason in the early days of DVDs, you had those two competing formats. You had this DVD plus and this DVD minus, and they didn't always work well in players and all this other stuff. And early CD drives would have problems with CDRs, but it wasn't too bad. So we have your standard Bandai adapter. It's expecting an input of probably 110 volt or 100 volts, being from Japan, but I have yet to run into one of these that doesn't work with 110 volt. There's just like nobody's voltage is coming into their house at the exact limit, so these things all have tolerance, and they can handle US voltage just fine. If you were going to keep it plugged in for long periods of time, I'd use a step-down converter, but you know, it's fine. And we got this guy here. Takes a couple of AAAs. Make sure those are in there okay. No lights on it or anything, so you hope it works. Right? Let's hook up the... Whoa. Let's hook up the composite and stereo sound, because that's woo! Getting that full digital sound experience from your compact disc video game. State of the art. Now, I burned 3 games. I don't know if they are games, but that's what I got. So we'll go ahead and try them. I don't even know what this is. Go ahead and put that in here. And we'll turn it on. Well, it's got power, that's good. See if I get a picture over here. Yes. Okay, I will switch over to the video side and we'll take a look. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Got the Bandai Playdia here. Now, I'll tell you, I already recorded this video once, and about 20 videos of mine just vanished. I don't know what happened, so I had to re-record them. This is one of them. I've already looked at these titles, and I can tell you that none of these are basically games. I went through the whole list of Playdia titles that are listed online, and some of them sound like they're games, like adventure games and things, but I mean, they're real crude. They're you know, more interactive titles than I would call them actual games. But I do think that there's probably some game elements in at least one of them. And I think most people would count the Playdia as a game system. But it really is more or less one of these set-top box systems like, you know, the VIS or the CD-TV, etc. that we've looked at in the past. Pippen. It was just this idea that people had back then. People were going to be really interested in these educational and information systems and getting everything off of compact disc and, video and things like that. I don't know. A lot of them have like virtual museums and that kind of thing. And oddly, most of them didn't do games very well. I think the 3DO FZ1, that was really kind of like a hybrid of a game system and an interactive set-top box kind of deal. It kind of wanted to be one of them, and they weren't sure where the market was going, but because it was, Trip Hawkins and he was with Electronic Arts, I don't know what the hell, how we move this along. He, got it to make it into a great gaming system, which the 3DO was. It just didn't have a lot of great titles for it, although it did have some. Where these other systems, a lot less gaming power and, more just trying to jump in there with this edutainment type of thing. And this one is a real weird one. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z, I just think this is like a movie or something. I don't think there's any game here at all. I hit skip. Doesn't do anything. None of the buttons do anything except the one will pause it. So it's kind of like a cartoon. This one, I don't know. If there is a game here, we're not going to watch the whole thing. The video's kind of impressive for the time, though. Like, to have like full screen video like this, it's not something that was pretty common with these systems. So I give Bandai that. Considering they have all these cartoons, they figured, hey, we should make this thing do cartoons really well. All right, so let's stop this one. Look at the next one here. I do notice the black bars on the top and the bottom. I'm not sure if that was just a relic from the conversion from regular TV to this, but I think this is like Gamera the Time Adventure or something. So again, it says adventure. It's like A or B? A. A. There's like a spaceship. There's like a robot. Is he saying something? I don't know. What are we doing, robot? Who's coming to do it? Wait. Yeah, there's Gamera. Actually, I have a Gamera VMU for the Dreamcast. Oh, man. But seriously, there's like no skipping this. Like if this was your first time playing this, you're just like, unless that was what the B was for, like A and B. Maybe because B was continue, A was start new game. I'm not hearing anything. There's no text on the screen. It's just like, I imagine he's probably saying something. But I'm not hearing it. Maybe the soundtrack didn't come over on the burn disc I got here. So it seems like I'm going to fly a spaceship. Right? Do I get to fly the spaceship? Is that what's going to happen here? Robot? Could you get me to the point where I'm flying the spaceship? Oh, there's a girl now. That's not a spaceship. She's probably telling me what my mission is. Or she's asking the robot how he's doing today. I don't know, bitch. Can we get to the part where I fly the spaceship? Some kind of game element might be cool here. More talking. I'll tell you though, back in the day, if you weren't around, if you got to the point where like you went from like 16-bit games, Genesis, Super NES, and then all of a sudden you had these video segments in games, the first time you see it, because you don't know, you're like, wow, this is incredible. But it's kind of like you quickly realize that like it's not interactive really. It's just, you know, stock video laid on top of the game, etc. And you're like, oh, this isn't as cool as I thought it would be. And then there was like this real push from gaming to like have cutscenes be made with the actual game engine itself and not with video, because all those cutscenes would tend to be all looking better than the actual game would be. And people were like, show us the cut screens with the game engine, you know. And so then that's kind of what's, you know, kind of where we're at today. Not a lot of live action stuff, unless the game is specifically, you know, around live action. Then that's a different thing. Look, you know, you guys showed me like a spaceship. There's Gamera. There's a boat. It's breathing fire for some reason. Now everybody's congratulating each other. But do I get to fly the spaceship? Why is it in black and white? Crazy shit. Oh, he's going to mess that ship up. Big Turtle doesn't like the boat. Oh. She's very calm about everything. Their pigtails and star pendant. This is horrifying. Want to know what happened to the kid or the old man? Old man. He looks terrified. Oh, there's a UFO. He's screaming. That looks real. What the? I mean, this is what I'm saying, folks. Is there a game? Or is this just like an interactive? It says The Adventure. It's like an adventure. And what was with that 3D spaceship in the beginning? Do I get to fly the 3D spaceship? What does that have to do with anything? Is this just like a really long intro and then I get to like just fly through space shooting asteroids? Like we did on like, I don't know, one of those other systems? A or B? A. Okay, there's some missiles. These were real violent back then. A. Oh. Oh. He's flying away. Screw you, Japanese military. I'm going to go destroy Paris. Dun, 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 dun. I hate the Eiffel Tower. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Kid shows in Japan. No wonder they wanted to take over the world. Dun, 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 dun. I know this is after World War II. But just saying, look at the culture. It's crazy. I kid. What do I know about it? Look at that boat. That looks real. Purple, blue, green. Purple. Purple. Oh, I just gotta Another shot of her. I think she got like offered the job, just like she was just hanging out at a mall, and they're like, "Hey, you want to work for us? Do some video." Green. A. Ba. Like, yeah, you gotta wear this fancy suit. All right, so this sucks. All right, let's shut this off. There is an adventure here. It's just like a choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventures games. I feel like they're more like interactive storybooks. QIS. Not Playdia. It's Bandai QIS. Uh-oh. Some sort of like Power Rangers slash... Oh, what the hell is that thing called? With the 4 lions and stuff. Can't even remember it right now. Form Blazing Sword. How's that show? Oh, what the? Oh my god. So this is why you never hear anybody talking about the Playdia. Nobody wants to talk about the Playdia. It's terrible. No wonder it collapsed after less than a year. Or however long it lasted. I don't know. Alright. I don't know what we're doing. But I'm putting this away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, and maybe that one will have a game in it. Have a good